to be educated, but I'm so frustrated. Hello to my loneliness. I guess that ignorance is bliss.
Welcome to my channel. I'm Karuizawa, and today I'm here in this beautiful area here in Japan. This is Karuizawa near Nagano, and yeah, we're going to stay for a few nights here, and I thought I want to try to spend a little bit more time for practicing my photography. Not practicing, this is the real stuff, the real deal right now, and I'm going to try to capture some nature pictures, maybe landscape, maybe just scenery photography, nothing too serious, because I don't bring my tripod and filters. Obviously photography is not the main purpose of this trip, but I thought I want to spend a little bit more time here trying to find some beautiful compositions. This is part of my everyday photography challenge. You can check out the other vlogs up here, and you can watch the other videos about how I take photographs when I'm out and about. And today it's a little bit cold, not a little bit, it's really cold. It's about 3 or 4 degrees Celsius right now, so I'm bundled up in my winter jacket and whatnot. But in terms of equipment, I'm keeping it very simple today. I'm using the Panasonic Lumix GX85, and currently I have the 12 to 32mm lens right now. I think it is a very versatile zoom lens for capturing different kinds of photographs, for scenery, for environmental portrait, that kind of stuff. And then I also brought with me the Panasonic Lumix 35 to 100mm f4 to f5.6 little telephoto lens, in case I found something that is interesting enough to be captured using a telephoto lens. Both of these lenses are my favorite lens, by the way. And then I also brought with me the Labuan 7.5mm f2 ultra wide angle lens, just in case I found something that needs to be captured using a wide angle lens. Maybe something that's majestic and has enough foreground elements to make it interesting enough for a picture. Anyway, the vlog today will be recorded using the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. You are watching me through that guy right now. And then also the audio is recorded using the DJI wireless mic. Alright, so now let's try to find some pictures. Alright, so for our first scene in the morning, here in Karuizawa, I found this little pond or small lake right here. I think it looks really beautiful, even though it is cloudy. It's raining as well right now, and I want to try to capture it using the 12 to 32mm lens. I have to be really quick now because it is actually raining and I don't want to get caught in the rain for too long. So first I'm setting my camera to shoot in aperture priority. Now I'm going to switch to f5.6 auto ISO, single autofocus point to make everything easier, and just capture this lake using some of the elements in the frame, such as the grass in the bottom part of the image, these tree branches, and also that tree branch right there to help frame the image so that it has like a frame within a frame kind of feel, which I always really love. I'm focusing on one of the trees on the far side of the lake right there, something like this. Let's try to capture the image. Nice, very simple. Oh, I hope you can see what I'm doing in the camera. Something like this. Now let's crouch, because that way we can kind of compress the lake a little bit and add more foreground. Something like this. Nice. We lost a little bit of the tree branch, but we can always shoot vertically, which I think should work well in this particular image as well. Nice, I like it. I like it. Something like this. Nice. This is all 12mm. So now let's try to zoom in a little bit to about 18 and see what happens. Something like this. I think it looks nice. I'm shooting in electronic shutter to preserve the shutter life of my camera. I don't think there's any bad effect of using electronic shutter on the GX85, except that you might lose a little bit of dynamic range, which I don't think is that much. It's not a big deal for me. I can always recover it, and I'm shooting raw anyway. Something like this. I'm gonna try to we got a little bit of those branches here on the front, so I think I'm going to just raise the camera a little bit. Something like this. Thing looks nice. Don't really care about the exposure, compensation, and whatnot. I think everything just looks perfect. Nice. Right, so we found this nice little area right here with the trees on both sides of the road. I think this looks really nice, and I want to try to photograph my wife Still using the 12 to 32 millimeter, and I'm going to try to get a little bit of compression to get the trees to look kind of bigger than what they are actually in when you're looking through the eyes. So something like this. This is 32 millimeter f5.6. Let's try to take the picture. 1, 2, 3. Nice. One more. Look over here. All right. 1, 2, 3. Again, I'm going to crouch so that we can get more of the trees and less of the road. 1, 2, 3. Look over here. 1, 2, 3. Really nice. Going to try to do horizontal 25 millimeter. 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3. Let's try vertical again. 32 millimeter. 1, 2, 3. Last one. 1, 2, 3. Really nice. Okay. Right, so this is the other side of the lake that we photographed earlier, and I thought I want to try to photograph it from this angle. Still with the 12 to 32 millimeter. Let's try to find some composition here. So I'm thinking of using these plants on the lake as sort of a foreground, and then the lake itself. There are some ducks on the lake that we might be able to use as sort of a point of interest, but we'll see how the ducks will react. And we're going to try to use those trees on the other side of the lake as sort of the background. So something like this, 12 millimeter. Let's try to take the picture. Maybe I need to crouch a little bit. Oh, sorry about that. Something like this. I think this looks nice. I hope you can see what I'm doing on the camera. I'm going to try to shoot in vertical, like this. Let's hope one of the ducks will go a little bit to the right, so they can be a point of interest in the image. It's a little bit difficult, but I'm going to stand again because I need more foreground apparently. So something like this. But with when I'm standing up, all of those trees on the right will get cropped by these three branches, so I think it's better for me to do it this way. Right. Hope you can still see what I'm doing in the camera. Nice. The rain is getting heavier. This is 12 millimeter, by the way. Let's try to zoom in just a little bit. Maybe this is 14. I need to be quick because the GX85 is not weather sealed. Let's try horizontal again. It looks better from this angle, but I need to zoom out to about 12 millimeter again. Alright, something like this again. There's a bird flying right there. I hope I captured it during one of these shots. The rain is getting heavier. Alright, so now I'm switching to my favorite telephoto lens, the 35 to 100 millimeter. And I thought I saw a composition here that I can use this lens. Let's try to capture it. So I'm not really sure, maybe it's not gonna turn out to be a good picture, but let's try it anyway. So right there on the bottom we saw there are two cards and then a green box thingy that I want to try to capture with the telephoto lens. And then I'm going to try to use this small pathway here as sort of a leading line, and then those trees on the background with a little bit of snow, and also the pine tree on the left as sort of a framing device. Hopefully the composition works. This is about 70 millimeter ish. Let's try to zoom out to about 50 millimeter. Aperture priority f5.6. I'm focusing on those boxes on the bottom, as you can see on my GX85. So something like this. Maybe I need to zoom out just a little bit to about maybe 45 millimeter. Right, this is the composition that I was thinking about. Let's try to capture it. Nice. So with this kind of telephoto lens, all that you need to do is to try to imagine, pre-visualize what's gonna happen. If you shoot using this lens a lot, then you'll get your sort of feeling. You'll be able to predict whether this scene will work out or not. In this case, I think it kind of works out. It's raining right now, so I have to be quick. So something like this. Maybe zooming out just a little bit more and I can get the snow on the right as well at 35 millimeter. Let's try to capture it. Something like this. Nice vertical composition. Let's try horizontal. Maybe it'll work. No, only vertical. Because of the leading line, I think it makes for a strong vertical composition. Something like this. Let's try to add more of the sky so it becomes more negative rather than more positive. Let's try this again. Less of the sky. Experiment until you find the one that suits you the best. Alright, so now it's in the afternoon. This is almost sunset. Well, not really almost sunset, but we're entering golden hour now. And the sky has cleared a little bit. It's no longer raining, but we still have plenty of wind. And as you can see right there, the clouds are moving into this position, so I have to be really quick. I want to try to photograph these little hills right here with the trees behind the town right there, with the blue sky, using telephoto lens, the 35 to 100 millimeter, and hopefully I can get something nice. I haven't really tried anything beforehand, so this is the first composition that I have in mind. Those orange tree with the mountain behind as sort of a background. Let's try to capture that. 1, 2, 3. Alright, let's try again. Looks kind of nice. Maybe including a little bit of parts of the town might help, but we'll see. This is 100 millimeter, by the way. I'm going to try to find something else. Maybe this. Alright, I have a little bit of that orange color tree and that green tree, a little bit of the buildings and the hill behind. Nice. Let's try that area right there. Maybe I can find something. 70 millimeter, a little bit of this building and that hill right there. Nice. Alright, looks kind of nice. Let's try right there. I want to move to that position there. You're gonna have to walk with me, guys. Alright, so as we can see right there, there are some clouds moving into the hill area on the right, and I want to try to capture the hill before it was devoured by the clouds. I think this looks kind of dramatic and cool at the same time. You can see what I'm doing in the camera. Something like this. This is about 50mm f5.6. I'm including a little bit of the railroad. I'm doing vertical composition now at about 60mm. The mist really adds a lot into the overall image. Something like this. Those people right there could really help to give me a sense of scale, and I think that is very important for landscape photography, especially with the telephoto lens. Something like this. That bulldozer really helps as well. Now I want to try to zoom in to that area right there. I might crop it later, but this is what I have in mind. Doesn't really work, but we'll try. Something like this, maybe. Nice. What about that town right there? Let's try. The street and then the power lines going into the mist, into the cloud. I think it looks kind of cool. Gives it a little bit of that mysterious kind of vibe. The car really helps to give a sense of scale. I think that's important as well. Let's try the railroad again. It's about 70mm, 60mm. Maybe I just want to try to focus on the hills and get a little bit of the intersection between the hills and the clouds on the right there. Maybe I can get something. Alright, something like this. I didn't really get much photographs today. Not a whole lot of keepers, but I think this is still some good photos. Something like this maybe. Kinda like it. The composition is very simple. I'm adding a little bit of the train station, the railroad. It's part of the overall image. Maybe it'll make it look better. I don't know. Let's try. It's about 50-60mm. Alright, so we are now in Karuizawa outlet, and from here we can see that mountain, and I want to try to photograph it again. I don't know if it's a volcano or a hill or a mountain, but it looks really nice. It's almost like, you know, rounded kind of shape. So this is the 35 to 100mm at 35mm f5.6 aperture priority, something like this. Very quickly, just a couple of shots, and then I'm going to select which one is the best one. Something like this. There are trees on the left that I want to try to include, so let's move a little bit. Let's try to move a little bit over here. Alright, something like this, so we can use that tree to kind of frame the mountain a little bit better. Something like this. Really nice. And that wraps up today's video. So that is all for today's vlog. I hope that you like the pictures taken in today's vlog. I hope that they are interesting and inspiring for you. Makes you want to go out and try to take some pictures. So please let me know which one of the pictures that you really like the most. Also, if you have any question about today's video, please comment down below as well, and I will try my best to answer them. Also, don't forget to support my channel by liking this video, sharing this video, and subscribing to my channel down below. And if you want to support my channel even further, use the affiliate links down in the description below or use the super thanks button. Thank you and see you on the next video. Goodbye.